following is an unpaid preview for a game seeking funding on Kickstarter. The product seen here is a work in progress and is subject to change during the duration of the project. Up here. Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker, and welcome to the preview video for Infusion, a deck building card game that is seeking funding on Kickstarter. Please visit the link in the description below for more information about this game and see if it's something you'd like to support. And yes, this is a different format than you're used to, but after watching it, please let me know what you think of it. Anyway, moving on. So let me tell you about Infusion. It's a deck building game from 808 Games, designed by Jennifer and Matt Weiner, and it plays 2 to 4 players for about 30 minutes. To begin, the game takes place in a universe where, let's say if you mash fairy tales and a large science fiction world together. Thus, you get Infusion. The first thing I like to mention are the characters and the unique set of starting cards that they come with. As of now, there are 12 characters. Unlike in most deck building games, each player will start off with the same pre-made starting deck. In Infusion, all the characters have a special power, a starting deck that usually contains 7 recruits each with different effects and art, and 3 exploit cards that have a powerful effect or having it tie in with the character's special ability. As for the gameplay, everyone's goal is to get the most points, and the player with the most points at the end is the winner. The main way to get points is you need to successfully collect mission cards with your recruits. So in order to collect these cards, you need to use recruits, the most basic card of the game. Recruits generate 2 types of points: loyalty, which is the way to get more recruits, and skill, the points that go towards getting missions. Recruits also have special effects to help in various ways, like playing more recruits, drawing more cards, and running more missions, because you're usually limited on what you can do on your turn. The game is broken up into 4 phases. Assign, which is the way you play recruits. Enlist, the way you gain new recruits. The run phase is where you earn missions. And draw, basically clean up and get a new hand of 5 cards. Usually you get to do one thing during each of these phases, but recruit cards and even your character's special ability will help you get more actions out of these phases. Now the game will end when 1 or 2 things happen. Either the deck of Odyssey mission cards runs out, or when a player earns their 3rd and final epic mission. At first glance, there is a striking resemblance to Dominion. Well, yes, in many ways, and with the similarities, is Infusion a clone of Dominion? Let's start with the mission cards. They're in fact the counterparts of Dominion's victory points, like estates and provinces. The thing is, mission cards do not go into the deck, so you won't have to have a wasted hand of point cards. Does it mean that you'll be dealt a bad hand? Yes, but I think it's more like a weak hand instead of a hand that does absolutely nothing. There's also the split commodity of loyalty points to buy recruits and skill points to buy missions. I find this interesting, and it means that you have to find more of a balance between cards that give you better recruits and one that help you on missions to win the game. Now, I don't think I mentioned this before, but when you collect epic missions, you get a special ability that range from enhancing some of your character's stats to deck manipulation. They're worth a lot of points too. Although 2 is the most you can have because the 3rd will win you the game, they do help a lot. There are 12 characters with unique abilities, starting decks, and cards. I played enough games to say yes, they pretty much do different things. However, the exploit cards becomes less interesting as the game goes on because your deck becomes a bit more deleted and there isn't really great combos to pull off even when buying new recruits for your deck. Mainly what happens is that one of your exploit cards triggers on another player's turn, and that's really the only way it can be triggered. Character abilities give a small boost to stats, but they don't feel special enough because they don't really feel game-breaking or at least influencing on other players' turns. And the game is quick, and it really plays around 20 to 30 minutes. Having those mission cards out of the deck really helps speeds the game, but maybe a little too short. The time spent on the game, including setup, doesn't really make the game or experience worthwhile. While it is a race game for those epic mission cards to be bought, I just felt like getting 3 of those cards is just a little too short. So going back to my question, is this a Dominion clone? I'm going to say no. While Infusion has very close similarities and even borrowed mechanisms, I think it's unique enough. The special abilities, the personal starting deck, and the victory card list deck is enough to say it's not a clone, but more of a game that is inspired from Dominion or the like. I even like calling it Dominion at light speed because it goes by really quickly. The graphic design of the game is not good in most cases. The biggest culprit is the loyalty cost number, which is hard to determine even in good lighting. There are some really good card art I like, but there is some inconsistencies with the quality. When I got the game, there are a few issues to separate the cards. This is having to do with the starting decks. While the list can be found on the rules, I think it can be better utilized if each of the characters have their own list of cards on their own sheet, and I do believe there is enough room for that. And it being unique cards, I think there should be a sort of indication like a name or icon to help determine what set it belongs to. Now, I don't know why, but I happen to like the theme of this fairy tale backdrop in a sci-fi world. But I think it would be a little better if there was a bit more backstory and if it had a little better art. The last thing I like to add is that there's a lot of replayability. There's 12 characters to explore, each with their own strategy. 12 sets of cards are used each game, but the game comes with 24 to choose from, so there are many ways to play the game. So to place my final thoughts on this, I am giving it an okay. I do like it and I had fun playing it, but it's a little bit on the basic side. What I do find unique in this game than other deck builders are the way mission cards are not added to the deck, which is really annoying in Dominion, and that players have different starting decks and abilities. If you're interested in this game, please visit the game's Kickstarter page by clicking the link in the description below and consider supporting it. Thank you for taking your time to watch this preview. Before you leave, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and visit our channel to check out other previews, reviews, and tutorials in all that is gaming. I am Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker reminding you to keep on stacking games.